Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, going to be reviewing another kaiju film for you folks. And that kaiju movie is King Kong versus Godzilla, which was released during the early 1960s. Though, technically speaking, this would have been the third time I'm reviewing this film because I did review two two different American versions, I might add, before. So this would be a different American version I'll be reviewing for this video. I have to take some pills because we're dealing with a special kind of bad folks this time around. So damn, get it open. Yeah, alright, got it. Alright. That should do the trick. Here we go. Here's the movie. Yep. It's going to be the Blu-ray version of this film. So, yeah, there's that, folks. I guess I should just get on with it already. Even though I really don't want to. This is easily one of the worst films I've ever seen. It's pretty fucking terrible. Well, folks, I did make myself a cup of joe. So, yeah, hopefully this will be strong enough to help me go through with the rest of this video. Alright, here we go, I guess. I'm a little over 2 minutes into this review, and I'm already regretting this bullshit. Well, anyway, folks, as usual, I do have a title of the plot, so let's get into it, shall we? Well, the paper-thin plot, I should say. So basically, what's going on here is that, okay, I'm just gonna straight up and say, this is basically, really reminds me of the original film. Sure does. Of course, it's never explained as to how King Kong got that big. It's just one day, poof, out of the blue, there you go.
That doesn't make sense.
The original King Kong. You know the original King Kong film from 1933? It's the same shit. It's the same thing, except what? King Kong's fighting off Godzilla. That's about it. It's the same story. Yeah, King Kong is like this legendary monster, creature thing, whatever. King Kong does end up fighting like a big creature-like thing, this octopus, which instantaneously reminded me of the original film, where he had to fight a big creature thing, which was a dinosaur in that movie. And he lives on his island with his natives. Of course, they gonna look at him as if he was some sort of legend, of course. Yeah, that totally does not remind me of the original one. Sure. Uh-huh. And of course, there's this crew, like group of human travelers going to this place for a business reason, which heavily reminds me of the original. Yeah, because they were doing it for business as well. And yeah, in this film, it has something to do with this greedy business guy who only cares about money and nothing else really. And he doesn't really serve any real purpose in the grand scheme of things. He's just there just to be some asshole. That's it. That's all there is to him really. He's just there just to be a dickhead. That's it. Comes there, and then he gets released into the modern day civilization where he does wreak havoc a bit on the society. Again, does remind me of the first King Kong film that they made. And everybody's all scared, of course. And of course, there's the whole bit where he captures the woman, and it's roughly the same. It's roughly the same thing here. And then, except, Godzilla's in here. Godzilla is awoken from the icy tomb that he was left off from the previous movie. So, of course, he's causing havoc. And, of course, Godzilla needs to be stopped. Yeah, Godzilla himself does look pretty damn terrible in this film. The suit design for this character was pretty awful. And King Kong looks just as horrible. Okay, maybe a little worse, I guess. Yeah, I really did not like the monster designs for these characters. Their designs for this film was really shitty. I mean, it's really awful. This entire movie is goofy. It's really goofy. I don't like that. That's dumb. Making this movie extremely goofy was dumb. Really stupid. Yeah, it just reminds me of what they've done with the Chucky movies. Like this one example. It just became like this parody of itself, which was a stupid idea because these movies were supposed to be serious from the start. So it just took a huge left turn, and that seems a rather odd choice of doing this kind of a thing. The Godzilla series of films was originally supposed to be like a horror movie kind of a thing. Like the Chucky films are supposed to be a horror movie kind of a thing. But no, they just switched up the genre out of the blue. Just got goofier and goofier, and just why? Just seemed really bizarre. I mean, even if you want to accept the fact that they wanted to go for more of a wider demographic of audience, it still seemed like a rather odd choice of doing this. Yeah. Somehow. And we all know what's gonna end. Well, we all know what's gonna happen. These two creatures gonna fight each other, of course. There's also uh this business guy. He's greedy. Of course, he wants to make the most money. Because that's all he really cares about. So, man, that's what happens there. So, yeah. So, but this entire thing is done in such a goofy, silly fashion. Up to the point, it just becomes really over the top.
Ah, shit, it's Mr. Monkey. How many times do I tell you I'm not gonna buy you these shitty movies? Ever. Just go and get, will you? Just get off of there. Yeah, there you go. Just go and get. Go and
Yeah, I didn't like none of the human characters. When it comes to drama, you're supposed to have characters you're supposed to care about. But the script for this film is so badly written that I didn't give a rat's ass about nobody. And for a versus movie, these are supposed to be two of the most popular characters of all time in cinematic history. This is the first time both characters are in color. And this like I guess you consider this as a crossover movie, I guess. But it's terrible. And for this kind of a movie, you expect it to be epic, huge, humongous. You expect this crossover be something really exciting, but it wasn't. It's just one dumbass movie. It's really fucking stupid. And for this kind of a movie, you expect it to be action packed, but it's not. And there's two fight scenes, a total of two fight scenes. And the first fight scene, it took quite some time to show up in the film, and it's really brief. It's really, really brief. So that was badly staged. And okay, it pretty much leads up to the end, the final climax of the film, and just no, it didn't do the trick at all. This has to be one of the most poorly executed fight scenes. The fight sequence in this film, the climax of the battle, it's terrible. It's one of the sloppiest. It's one of the worst fight scenes in a kaiju movie. It even fails in that regard. So just no, folks. It's a big fat no for me, obviously. Another thing I felt that was kind of poor was the packaging. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, the packaging here was poor because there was no behind the features, there was no commentary, there was no trailers, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. I mean, literally nothing. And there was not even a menu. There was no menu. There was no select screen scenes at all. I mean, yes, it's the official movie, folks. It's not a bootleg or anything. I mean, I don't support piracy anyway, so yeah, it's the actual thing. Yeah, it's the actual thing. It just goes straight to the DVD. Yeah, this movie. I pop it in, and I would just go straight to the movie. That's it. That's some bullshit. Some fucking bullshit. Even the cover seems kind of bad. Look, it just, uh, whatever. I know this turned out to be one of the more popular Godzilla films. I thought that was kind of odd. Because it's not a good movie, folks. It really isn't a good movie at all. And, I mean, yeah, just like it says right here. Yeah, high HD picture and video quality sound. Okay, yes, that's true. That's probably the best compliment. And give it, the HD quality is very good. Yes. And the sound quality is very good. That's it. That's like the only nice thing I can say about this film. The music. The music was not very memorable. I did not like the music at all, really. The music was shitty. There's no rememberable piece of music. I forgot about it the moment I finished watching this film. So, also, again, just judging from the American version, which is this is, the dialogue is really bad. The dialogue is really bad. The dubbing is shit. It has some of the worst dubbing I've seen in a kaiju film. And this is just a poorly executed film. It had potential to be good. I'll say it definitely had potential to be really good. It really did. But no, it was a major letdown. And uh, I don't know. I guess to give a more recent example of what I'm saying is that a more recent, okay, not really recent, but a really popular crossover was Freddy vs. Jason. Freddy vs. Jason was really hyped up. Uh, Freddy vs. Jason was not that great of a movie either, but it was better than this. Freddy vs. Jason was a better constructed film than this. And I'm not going to compare the special effects because this was made in the early 60s, so I'm not going to compare the special effects or anything. But just tell the story. Just the story alone. Freddy vs. Jason. I mean, that's a horror movie, so it counts. I mean, Godzilla was still originally supposed to be a horror anyway. But Freddy vs. Jason had a better narrative than this. I mean, at least with Freddy vs. Jason, they were trying to connect both franchises. I mean, they were not supposed to be a franchise. Jason was never supposed to be a franchise, and Freddy was never supposed to be a franchise. Neither was King Kong nor Godzilla. But at least Freddy vs. Jason attempted to tie things together. They attempted to tie things together with both franchises, make it as if it was connected somehow. I mean, it didn't quite work, but you can tell there was an effort. But for this movie, no, there was no effort at all. There was no effort to connect both characters' storylines. It just, there you go. There, just one day, they started fighting each other, and there you go. No explanation as to why. Why are these characters fighting each other? Apparently, Godzilla himself is some dumb shit. And King Kong is using brute force to protect uh, his island or something. I don't fucking know. It doesn't really make any sense. They don't even try to connect nothing. There's no explanation as to why they're fighting exactly. I mean, there's kind of an explanation, but it's really vague and stupid. So, they don't even try. There's so many plot holes in this. This film did not need to exist. I mean, if they were to do a crossover, at least do a better job than this.
Oh, come on, Killer Rodan. You must realize this is a classic movie. Come on.
Rick, leave me alone.
It's bright, it's colorful, it's genius. You have to recognize the fact that this is a masterpiece.
Dipshit motherfucker.
And this is a very popular film, you know. Yes, it's genius. You heard me, it's a genius movie.
Asshole.
Yeah. Got a bunch of shoes though. See, these are my favorite shoes.
Bastard.
I'm gonna go bring them to your place and beat you with it though. Yeah. It's a classic film.
You're a fucking dictator. Get the fuck out of here.
You must recognize that, man. It's a classic movie. And if I like it, you must like it too. Ah, you know that. Ah.
You bloody wanker. Leave me alone. The entire movie came out that it was a big, missed, wasted opportunity here. There were lots of female characters in the Godzilla films actually were pretty cool in their own way. But in this film, the female characters didn't really amount to anything really. Which was actually pretty disappointing considering the fact, like I just said, there's been plenty of cool female characters in the Godzilla series. So, having like a feminist kind of a thing going on, the United States to sort of a movement for women to have equal rights and whatnot for the workplace and among other things like voting and what have you. It had the same effect in Japan as well. So this definitely seemed like a missed opportunity. Maybe it could have some sort of political thing going on in the storyline as well. I mean, for crying out loud, Princess Leia from the original Star Wars trilogy was heavily inspired by this first wave of feminism, and her character actually amounted to the overall story as well, so it was not just thrown in there for its own sake. They could have had that here, you know, it seems like it's something they could have actually done, but they really didn't. And besides, you know, Wonder Woman told me to have this in the video after she got a strap on just for me in the app.
Mr. Monkey, didn't I already tell you to get the hell out of here? You're not welcome here.
The hell are all those balloons carrying him? There's so few balloons. I know they're big, but still. But look at the movie Up. They take an ass load of balloons just to pick up that small house. A small number of balloons were able to lift up King Kong.
What?
Ah, Mr. Monkey. Hey, stop eating the cat food too, you know. Hey, go on, get it. Hey, Rocky, do you want this movie? Here. You want it? Hey, here. Take it. Seriously, here. No? Not even you're interested in looking at it? I guess not. Whatever, here. No? Oh, I didn't mean to scare you, buddy. Here. Seriously? I didn't mean to scare you. Yeah, whatever.
Yes, I know this film was made back in the 1960s, really early 60s. But there's no excuse, folks. Just because it's old does not mean it should be poorly done, and that's what this is, really poorly done. And this became one of the highest grossing Godzilla films of all time, which I don't understand because it's a piece of shit. So much wrong with this film. There was so much wrong with it, folks. And I really didn't like it. I gave it a shot, folks, and I still didn't like it at all.
Alright, here's the restroom, folks. Here, Mr. Monkey. Just, stay in there. But anyway. Okay, cool. Alright, anyway, let's finish with the video. This movie's bullshit. It's a scam. This movie's bullshit. Alright. Let me put on the wall. Yeah, there's the wall right there. Okay, just get the. Okay, put this. Get the tape. Okay, give me a second, folks. I'm putting on the wall. All right. Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I don't know, folks. I just don't know. How much more can I take of this? This entire movie is nonsensical. I mean, it comes off like it's satire. It's like a parody of the genre, if anything, and not a good one at that. And it seems like a contrast compared to the previous two films, where it takes themselves seriously. So this seems like a rather bizarre turn it would take the films. So, yeah, okay, it's so offbeat. It's like, let me say here. Let's think. It's like saying the Star Wars films suddenly became a romantic comedy. Yeah, it's that offbeat. So, what the hell? So yeah, choosing this kind of approach to the story doesn't make any sense at all. So, oh yeah, the whole scene where King Kong pretty much gets revived, or I should say charged up with lightning. That entire thing, where it was never explained really, like at all, because it just comes off like a plot convenience. Okay, King Kong is getting his ass handed to him, so let's just quickly come up with something that'll just continue to fight, just so King Kong have the upper hand or something. Whatever.
Just so you know, folks, I did watch this film more than once. And yeah, like I said, I gave it a shot, okay? I still don't like it. I still not like it at all. So, a lot of the human characters did not make any sense at all. And because the thing is that a lot of the human characters are surprised at the fact that Godzilla is big and he exists, which doesn't make any sense due to the fact he was in the previous two films, but there's no explanation as to how King Kong got this big either. Yes, I know, that's something I brought up earlier in this movie, but maybe he became this big as a result of some sort of scientific uh, result. Maybe there's some sort of scientific research, and maybe like could do like a whole thing where uh, maybe humans have been meddling with nature. You know, they've gone too far and whatnot, and just everything goes haywire. I mean, yes, I know that's a storyline they used before, uh, but at least it would have made more sense than was given. And like I said, this is a review for the American version on Blu-ray. Just so you know, I'm just reviewing a different version of this film. This is not a review on the Japanese version of this film. But if ever I watch the Japanese version, I would just do that as a separate thing. I'm just throwing that out there. So again, this is a review on the American version that's been placed on Blu-ray, and it still sucked. It's still a terrible film. This is easily one of the worst entries of the series. So there's not really much else I can say about this. This video's gone long enough, really. So I do appreciate anybody that actually sat through my rants, really, and not just me complaining. And this is the third movie of the original series, so in some ways I feel like it suffers the third part curse, and it just reminded me of like other movies like Spider-Man 3 or Blade 3. Those are like cursed third parts. And yeah, just for some reason, when it comes to the third installments of a franchise, tends to go. It would eventually. I know that was not intentional. It was not intentional, but it does happen for some reason. But when it comes to the third part, of a franchise. He's usually not that good. The Godfather 3 is often viewed as the weakest of the three of the Godfather trilogy. So, yeah, there's that. So, this is the third installment of the original Godzilla series, and it's garbage. It's fucking garbage. So, yeah, folks, I just don't want to. Oh, Superman 3 was not that good either. That's another one. So, yeah, folks, just a shame. Just a big shame, of course. I never want to watch this again. Never, no. At least, no, just no. Well, so yeah, I'll say I'll give this film an overall rating of a 4.2 out of 10. It's a 4.2 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah.